Hello, welcome back to my channel. I am feeling all sorts of smelly, sticky, grungy. I did not get much sleep last night because I was out welcoming one of my sweet doula babies into the world, which is so lovely. And there's something so honestly magical about welcoming a baby into the world when you're also pregnant, and feeling my baby just like jiving with that baby and sort of welcoming them as well. So it was really, really lovely. I hope that sun isn't going to be too much. It's definitely going to be too much, isn't it? So that was really, really nice. And I thought, after an hour's sleep probably, why not sit down and film a little bit of an update for you. I thought that I would do a little things that I'm doing in my final trimester of pregnancy, sort of an update, because I know you guys love those kinds of videos, and I know, oh my goodness, look, you can see all the painting that needs to be done in this house. That's on my little third trimester sort of list. Let's maybe move over here a little bit because it's going to be way too chaotic, and yeah, you're going to be able to see all of the things. We had a wee accident last night. This is very much real life. I'm not going to be making this in any way glamorous for you. I show you a little bump update. We are now just turned 30 weeks. I'm wearing some of my workout gear because I feel like not necessarily am I going to get much movement in, but certainly it's going to be an active day. Today was meant to be my work day. Today also happens to be a Friday, so I'm going to do my sort of Q&A, and then I'll be sort of making meals and rustling up bits and pieces to go and feed that lovely mumma tomorrow, and do postpartum check-in with her and see how feeding's going, how baby's going, how family are settling into having a new little one. So very exciting, and also for me, I had 5 births to sort of lead up to my own birth, and sort of checking one off that list means that we're that bit closer, which is both equal parts terrifying and exciting. So here we are. I also woke up feeling really sore, and I thought I would start with that literal reminder to book myself in for at least weekly, if I can't manage that, bi-weekly sort of check-ins with a body worker, whether that is with a chiropractor, with a massage therapist, someone who's going to help me just really, or an acupuncturist, someone who's going to help me feel really like relaxed and safe in my body. So that is number 1, and that's not something that I've done with my other pregnancies. I have seen someone maybe once, maybe twice, and it was always in and around sort of the end of pregnancy, but I feel like my body deserves to be minded as I'm minding these other mamas as well. So because I'm working so much, oh my gosh, my hair is stuck in my earring. As I'm doing so much like giving care, I feel like I also need to be in receipt of that for just like to feel really well balanced myself and for better sleep. One of the big things that has happened is that I feel more pregnant sooner this time, and I can't tell how much of that is just that I should be feeling more pregnant, and we are at the end of this pregnancy and possibly could have a baby in arms, a term baby in arms in 7 weeks, which is just insane. And that we're just genuinely, I'm just really pregnant, and that's okay. And how much of it is like that it's my 5th pregnancy, my 3rd full term pregnancy, that my body just knows what to do. And so I'm feeling a little bit bigger, feeling a little bit heavier, a little bit more cumbersome. I'm still moving almost every single day. I'm still working away on both sort of the Body Ready Method program, which I will leave the affiliate code if you want to do that pregnancy program below. But also I'm lifting weights still. I'm still lifting weights. I'm still working out in the gym. I'm still moving my body in other ways that feel really good. At this point in pregnancy, I also make sure that at least 3 times per week I'm doing my birth prep circuit, which I'm going to make an entire separate video on, but I feel like it's really important that you guys have that information because I talk about it so much. So I'm going to maybe make like a PDF downloadable thing and a separate video to show you what that looks like. Let's see what else I've written down. This time around, I've decided not to do all of the typical things that you see on Instagram. All of the dates, the red raspberry leaf tea, you know, eating pineapple, starting on evening primrose oil. And mostly the reason for that is because I have birthed before, and that inherent trust in my body, but also in my baby, and knowing that my baby will come when they are ready, helps me to feel really good. And I think so much about birth is the mental game. So much about birth is in knowing that actually our bodies already know what to do, and really the birthing process is about is quite straightforward in that our uterus is a sort of a bag of muscle with those beautiful cross-tunal and longitudinal fibers that contract and relax from the top, from the fundus, to nudge our baby down. And if we can be in our bodies, feeling safe, feeling supported, feeling that sense of autonomy but also privacy, we can move our bodies in ways that support that. So with the knowledge that I now have, I've really given myself a lot of leeway to just step back from all that stuff. That's not to say that if you aren't the sort of person that enjoys doing those things and that helps you feel supported and helps you feel good, you are someone who feels ready by checking off the stuff, go for it, do the things. But for me, it was just another thing to do that was going to add more stress to my life, and I didn't really want to do that this time. But with my other 2 pregnancies, that is something that I did, and it helped me feel really prepared to do both that sort of labour prep checklist of movements, but also to sort of, you know, create balance and space in the pelvis and in my body, but also doing those other things helped me. So if you are curious about that, check it out. I will leave my older video down below to share sort of the things that I have done in previous pregnancies. But this is a much more, will I say, like shortened, confined list. And so it's sort of things for prepping for postpartum, but also things I'm doing on a daily basis. So one of the other things that I've been doing is that I've been continuing on my daily glass of beetroot juice. And actually, I feel like it's both with this, and I've been drinking my mineral cocktail thing from Element. So I'll leave a link to both of those down below. But I think it's because of the beetroot that I've had 0 swelling, 0 blood pressure issues. And there's a lot of evidence that's now coming out around that. I'll try and leave the article that I found down below, but it's something that I'm now recommending for anybody who's high risk, for anybody who has maybe twins on board, because it's really, really supported me. And I'm still, you know, I'm wearing my rings, I haven't had any swelling whatsoever. So that's been really, really nice. So that's something I'm doing daily. That's one of the like check the list things. So I'm doing my daily circuit at least 3 times a week. I'm moving my body. I am checking myself in for some body work, and I am drinking my beetroot juice. The next thing is I've started listening to some of my own labour meditations and started to kind of look back over the birth playlists that I had previously made. And now my music taste has changed drastically, but the overall theme is music that makes me feel good. So whether that's, you know, more sort of upbeat music that I might need just to sort of move my body with and just make me smile and feel really comfortable and maybe have a little boogie with, or more Zen sort of meditation style music. I'm still unsure because I feel like it's such a personal thing whether I will leave my Spotify playlist down below. And then the other thing then is that I'm listening to those meditations, and generally I will pair that with a bath. This time round I am so much, with the further training that I have done, I'm much more relaxed about, you know, lounging on my back from time to time, you know, sitting in a suboptimal position from time to time, and allowing myself to just relax. And so my hack for getting into the bath with maybe a cup or so of Epsom salts has been to run a bath for the kids but run it too hot so that mama has to get in for a minimum of 10 minutes before it's even cool. I also do sometimes kind of pair that with adding in that nice anchor of the aromatherapy. So for me, aromatherapy is so much more than just essential oils. However, for me, so, you know, if you've been raised by your granny or you have a safe person who smells a certain way, I always say get them to wear like a scarf for 2 weeks nonstop. Put that scarf into a double layered sandwich bag. And then if you're having a moment of sort of panic or you need that grounding during labor, inhaling that smell can be a beautiful anchor for just calm and reassurance, because it can bring you back to that safe place. And so for me, an anchor that I've always used in my pregnancies and when I'm feeling a little bit anxious is lavender essential oil. I also have a lavender, like sort of a beanbag thing that I can heat up and just sort of put on my back or on my face or forehead, and that feels really good. So I'll sometimes add a couple of drops of lavender, and I suppose for me that is so much preparation. So I'll be in the bath with my Epsom salts, with my lavender, grounding myself in the warm water, feeling that relief from the warmth, the sort of sense of flotation and sort of levity in the bath. But also I'll be listening to the meditations that I've recorded. So if you're curious about accessing those, there are several of them for different birthing phases, for pregnancy, for optimal positioning, for breech babies, for cesarean birth even. So I will leave the link to those somewhere down below. So that's something that I have been doing. And I'm also keeping an eye on baby's movements. At this stage in pregnancy, my baby's sleep-wake cycles are much more consistent. So I'm just like observing that and like noting her active times during the day. This baby has been like bananas. I feel like she actually wants to make her own way out. I will be like watching my belly and just seeing her like pop bits of her body out here. I joke with my husband that there's at times it looks like she almost wants to make her own way out, which is quite funny. But it's nice to sort of observe that as well as a lost mama. It's so important for me to be in tune with that as a way of feeling supported in this pregnancy. So along with that, I've recently had my blood work done and I'm just waiting for those results to come back to see if I need to adjust my supplements, see if I need to add in some iron in the final trimester. But I've never really had an issue with that, so I don't expect that I will do, but I'll update you maybe on Instagram if things change. And then the final thing is that my prenatal appointments have become that little bit more frequent, so I'm really very grateful that I've been able to have that sort of blended care whereby I'm, you know, very comfortable in the hospital if things were to go awry, and I know the faces in there, and I know, you know, I've obviously worked in there for a few years now as a birth worker, so I feel very comfortable in there. But also my home birth midwife is like coming at home and doing checks and whatever, but I'm feeling really good. I'm doing very little. I'm trying to get lots of work done. I'm sort of batching content. I'm sort of preloading things like newsletters, blog posts, Instagram posts. I'm going to hopefully have some YouTube videos that are going to be sort of professionally filmed and edited, and that's really exciting. There's also a really exciting update regarding a new course coming out shortly after this baby girl arrives. So there you are. This baby has definitely done a growth spurt the last little while, so it'll be really interesting to see how the remainder of my pregnancy goes, if she continues to just be like a nice big juicy baby. We were sort of taking bets on it yesterday, how it's going to look, because Atticus was teeny tiny. He was only like 2.8 kilograms. Archer was that little bit bigger, and I'm wondering now, is baby girl going to be a nice little juicy baby, or is she going to be somewhere in between? Pete thinks somewhere in between. I think she's going to be juicy. I love chunky babies. So there you are. Things I plan on not doing. Not going to do the red raspberry leaf tea. Don't like the taste of it. Doesn't feel that good to me. Perhaps down the line, blended with other things, I will, just for the fun. Not doing perineal massage or perineal prep this time so much. Definitely doing some like perineal release, pelvic floor connection, which perhaps I will mention in that labor prep movement video. I am not putting too much pressure on myself to be doing my hypnobirthing every single day. I'm not feeling the desire to sort of close myself down from listening to other people's stories. I feel like that's still really helpful for me, and as a birth worker is so important. I am humming and hawing about getting some more postpartum support in. So I'm gonna make a whole separate video on that. But feeling really good. Feeling like this little one has got another while to cook. And still feeling really comfortable, pain-free. I feel almost mean saying that. I feel like so many people have such a difficult pregnancy, but no varicose veins, no pelvic floor pressure, no SPD, no sacroiliac pain, nothing. At the end of the day, I feel a little bit heavy. My lower back is a bit sore, but really that's it. So that's a little 30-week final trimester update. I'm sure I'll come back to you soon. But just a little idea of some of the things that I'm doing in these final few weeks.